Thumper, initially released in 2016, received a lot of praise, good reviews and nice rewards. Strangely enough, the only place I ever saw a single mention of the game was this one video from Video Game Donkey in his Best of 2016 video, in which it earned a passing, albeit positive mention. Based on this short 10-second clip, I went out and bought the game myself, and after about 12ish hours of playing, I 100%ed the game. 12 hours of play here, not meaning an intensive single session, but rather a stretch out over a few agonizing weeks at times, because the game is hellishly hard. With 100%ing the achievements requiring an S rank in every level, my controller has seen its own fair share of thumping during that time.
Are you an insane?
Oh god, I'm gonna thump! From time to time, the game reappeared in my thoughts, and now, about 4 years later, I shall revisit it and do it justice with this video, hopefully. First of all, visually the game looks amazing. Like a hellish fever dream come to life. Nothing makes sense. You're a metal-clad, speeding beetle going ever forward through dreamlike and nightmare-like landscapes. And as far as I'm concerned, the game literally does take place in hell. What with the demonic-looking bosses and all. This paired with a hellish difficulty, this game certainly feels like hell, and I love it. Every action you take, every obstacle you hit or sub-level you complete comes with unique visual indicators, which later down the line, and with the pace picking up quite a bit, starts to resemble an epileptic's worst nightmare. But this is a true visual feast, with colors shifting around each level as well, open areas, claustrophobic ones. You don't get tired of the visuals anytime soon. Thumper is described as a rhythm violence game, leaning more on the violence than the rhythm aspect. Most levels or sub-levels don't really have a discernible rhythm or clear melody to thump to, so most of it comes down to feel and visuals. Gameplay is very straightforward, as most rhythm games are. Press a button at the right time to thump over those gems, then hold the button to go through a different obstacle that hurts you if you don't do so, taking away one of your 2 hit points in the process. Hold the button down and a directional button simultaneously to skirt these walls that hurt you as well if you don't do it, with the possibility of skirting it at the last possible moment to earn a perfect skirt, while allowing you to hold the position beforehand to minimize the risk of getting damaged. There is some sense of strategy here. In the first few levels, with the pace still at a manageable level, this is all fairly easy, but later down the line, the difference between a perfect turn and taking damage is supremely small. This keeps on expanding, never going beyond a single button and the directional keys, but more hazards and obstacles start presenting themselves, like spikes you have to jump over by using those gems to launch yourself up, slamming down on another gem to gain more score and bonus gems, with boss fights requiring you to hit all the gems in a section to progress, so you can't complete the game by just hunkering down every level and just focusing on surviving, which gets more and more alluring later down the line. So difficulty here comes in the different actions needed to handle different obstacles, with the extra layer of optional challenge to perfect turns, trying to hit all the optional halos that float in the sky, or slam down as much as you can for more score. All of this on paper is easily mastered. The different obstacles are usually visible from a distance and accompanied by a unique sound. So level 1 is a piece of cake, right? It's basically the tutorial level. Then it gradually gets harder and harder. Well, yes, but actually no. The thing is, the last 3 levels are a whole bag on their own, with obstacles spawning so fast you barely have time to react on the spot. In this way, it's kind of like, you guessed it, Dark Souls, since memorization gets rewarded more than actual skill or reflexes. This is more the exception than the rule though. The amount of time in Thumper it takes to get back to the point where you failed is a lot quicker than in Dark Souls, however, since most levels are pretty short, usually less than an actual minute, and loading times are basically non-existent. This can vary wildly, however, with some sub-levels taking 4 to 5 times longer than others, and even other ones being over so quick you wonder what the point even was of it being a different sub-level. Not only does the game look like hell, but it can feel like hell too. It's such a fucking hell. I love it. The faster the game moves, the easier it is to make mistakes. Of course, this is just logical. So speed increases challenge, but sometimes it just gets too fast to actually do something meaningful, and sometimes it's too slow to actually enjoy what you're doing. Paired with the fact that the music part of a rhythm game is somewhat absent, I guess, can sometimes make for some dreary parts. Another rhythm game I really like for comparison is A Dance of Ice and Fire. This game has the advantage of actually building towards a good and enjoyable song to listen to, which makes slogging through the level a lot more enjoyable. Thumper, on the other hand, is especially enjoyable because of its raw and dirty feel, with a real visceral impact every time you hit a turn or slam down a good thump. The sound design is impeccable as far as I can tell anyways, though uniquely this is a rhythm game you can't play blind, I don't think, since the overbearing music and fast pace make it impossible to filter out the unique sounds every obstacle makes when it appears. Thumper really is the Dark Souls of rhythm games, and well worth a purchase if any of this looks or sounds appealing to you. No other game really comes to mind that does something like this, and the fact that I still remembered some patterns in the levels 4 years after playing it speaks a lot to the lasting impact a good, polished game like this can have, especially considering it was made by a two-man team for the most part based on the credits. And when you finally beat the final boss, the most demonic version so far, and then you shatter God, you can attempt the all level S ranks for the achievement. And after that, after you've earned all the achievements, you can just gun for high scores on the leaderboards, including plus mode, requiring you to complete an entire level without dying, with ever increasing speed as your score multiplier increases. This is what I call a hell of a game. Thanks for watching. I tried to up the ante on my editing and meme inclusions in this one, so I hope the video is at least a bit more enjoyable to watch than usual. Join me next time for a new video or something.